Hey everybody, we're here today with Tom Maziarz, PPG General Manager for Automotive Refinish for North America. Tom's going to share with us some insight into the collision repair industry, some of the challenges and issues that we're seeing, and what PPG is doing to address those issues. So welcome, Tom.
Thank you, Jason. Glad to be here.
Well, first, why don't we start with some of your insights into the collision repair industry and what you're seeing?
I would say the industry is continually changing, and there's a couple things that are driving that. First, new car sales are relatively flat. So when there's less cars being sold, less cars on the road, that reduces the number of claims. In addition, because miles driven is probably flat, maybe slightly up, some of that's due to we've enjoyed a period of full employment. So when less people are starting to go back to work, there's less miles being driven. And then in addition to that, severity is on the rise, and that's partially probably pretty intuitive now with the complexity of all of our vehicles. We have a lot of sensors in them. So when a car gets in an accident, before it used to be very easy, or not very easy, but let's say more often able to be repaired. Now there's more total losses being put into the marketplace. So when you take those two things into consideration, there's more total losses. So what that means is there's less cars available to be repaired. Now, the good news from a body shop perspective is with severity up, they are seeing their revenues line also increase. So they're not as affected by the reduced number of claims. So that speaks to the number of cars available to be repaired. But the other issue that's facing the industry right now is people available to do those repairs. We are facing pretty broad-based technician shortages. And all of the collision centers that I speak to talk about having a tough time finding people to come in and work in their shops.
Yeah, and that's a worldwide problem too. It's an issue all over, and in all the trades, right? So what is PPG working on anything specifically around the technician shortage?
Okay, Jason, there's a couple different things that PPG is working on to help address that issue. One is we just launched a 2-day prepper class, and this is designed for people who really don't have any experience in the refinish arena and how to properly prepare a car to be painted. The other thing we do is that we partner with local schools in the various communities that we serve, and that we work with them if they want to put a technical program in place. We may help them with some paint or some training application message so that they can go out and continue to bring more people into the industry. We're also partners in education. We have recently worked with the Baton Rouge Community College. They put on a $50 million renovation, and PPG supported them with some scholarship dollars as well as being a paint supplier of our products.
Well, it's great that you're doing so much for so many schools across the country, and especially that Baton Rouge school. That's awesome. Now, I know PPG is also heavily involved in SkillsUSA. Can you tell us a little bit about your involvement with that?
Sure. Jason, as you're aware, SkillsUSA works to help provide people training for careers in the technical fields. And our employees go out and volunteer their time to work with the students. They act as judges for the competitions in an effort to support the organization. And recently, one of our trainers, Jamie Red, was in Russia as a mentor to one of the participants in the World Skills Challenge.
That's fantastic. What are some other things that PPG is doing to support the industry and get technicians involved?
We recently joined the newly formed iCar Sustaining Partner Program, and that program is designed to help raise funds so it can reduce the overall cost of delivering training for people who want to get their iCar certification. In addition, we're a supporter of CREF, which helps people get training to get their certifications in the collision repair industry.
What are some of the key issues that are facing your collision repair facilities today?
Okay, I would say one of the key issues, regardless of what type of facility you are, is the productivity of your body shop. So that might mean for you just getting more cars through the body shop in order to drive a higher revenue dollar, or it might be because you're trying to get better placement with some of the insurance companies' direct repair programs. Either way, they're looking at cycle time, so that's going to improve your standing within that program. And one of the key things to driving better productivity, especially from a paint shop standpoint, is how quickly you can get to that exact color match. As you know today, with some of the OEMs, the colors that they are coming out with are a little more exotic, a little more complex to reproduce. And I think that's one of the benefits that PPG brings, because we have a very close relationship with the OEM customers. So we're able to be on the forefront of being able to get those colors and be able to provide matches for those colors.
Now you mentioned a lot of the different OEM colors that are out there. What types of tools does PPG have available to help that?
Being a leader, a color leader, means we continue to invest in our color tools. And some of our most recent investments are our new Paint Manager XI software. So what that software is allows a technician to look between 3.5 million different colors and variants to help them find the right color quickly. As I mentioned before, paint shop throughput is very important, and that continually helps make that go smoothly for them. In addition, we launched a new spectrophotometer, and that measures more angles than any other spectrophotometer on the market. So if you like to use the digital solution, we have a Spectro that'll give you the most accurate reading in the market today. And last but not least, when you're in that mixing room, our Touch Mix XI allows you to pull from that database of colors to allow you to mix it right across the scale there in a very timely manner to get you painting the car as quickly as possible. And the benefit, if you're connected to the internet, is that we download new formulas and new variants each and every day, so you have the most up-to-date color formulas in your shop.
And you've got tools, and you've got people out in the industry, out in different ports, and you're having color samples sent in as well, is that correct?
Absolutely. So while there is a segment of the population that loves the technology solutions, there are still a lot of people that still like that variant deck chip to look and compare it to the car. So we make a lot of investments from having people at the ports of entry, getting car parts in to make sure that we continue to have the most up-to-date variants. And we are getting ready to come out with, in 2020, a new solvent variant deck for our Deltron line, which will bring the technology that we have today in that great variant deck that we have for our waterborne line and bring it over into our solvent line.
You mentioned cycle time and throughput. What are some things that PPG is doing to address those demands?
Jason, first of all, there's no better way for a collision center to improve its throughput than to take advantage of our MVP Business Solution classes. We recently launched a new one this year. It's a 2-day advanced estimating class. It's received a lot of very positive feedback. In addition, our Greenbelt Lean for Collision program continues to be one of the most popular classes, and that is one that clearly addresses that throughput issue directly. So whether it's administrative to production, we have a lot of classes through our MVP Business Solutions program for shops to take advantage of.
So looking at some of the advancements in automotive technology, how does that affect paint manufacturers?
As the growth of the autonomous, electrified, connected car continues to evolve, it's going to require automotive OEM paint manufacturers such as PPG to look at providing new innovative solutions which maybe go beyond protecting and beautifying. That technically is our mission today, but as we look to the future, it's going to be a matter of enabling functionality so that engineers and designers can build new technologies to help make these new generation of vehicles safer on the road and also be able to interact with each other in a manner that perhaps hasn't been required in the past.
Well, I can see where that certainly be a challenge for paint manufacturers. Can you give us a little bit more information on that?
Sure. So Jason, we really need to change the type of coatings that we provide into the automotive industry as we look for the changing needs of the future cars, right? So from the exterior perspective, more sensors on the car. Sensors really work in detecting whether they be obstacles or other vehicles when they're clean. So PPG looking to develop coatings that'll keep those sensors clean and operational. So then if we move from the exterior to the interior, think some of the things that PPG is working on for the inside of your car. Coatings that'll help you keep the inside of your car cleaner. In addition, coatings that'll keep the temperature of the car down so that it would use less either fuel or electrical power. And then also, how else can we make the interior of the car more appeasing? So reducing sound and noise vibrations from the road also are the type of coatings that PPG is looking to develop. And then lastly, as we look maybe more toward electric vehicles and those that require more battery power, so that creates a different challenge for PPG. And so we're looking to develop coatings that'll improve the corrosive protection around the battery and also some heat-resistant coatings, which will certainly provide for the safety of the vehicle on a longer term. So at PPG, we're really looking to make investments into developing new products that'll certainly serve our automotive OEM business as we look to the changing needs of vehicles in the future.
Well, that's a lot of stuff going on with the OEMs. Now, how does this impact the automotive refinish aftermarket?
Okay, well, one of the benefits I think that PPG brings as an automotive refinish supplier is the fact that we have such a strong presence within the automotive OEM industry. So regardless of where those coatings evolve to, it positions us well to make sure that we can then take that technology and bring that into products that we can then introduce into the collision repair industry, so that regardless of what those cars look like in the future, we continue to provide a full array of products that allow the collision repair shop to repair the vehicles of today as well as what the vehicles look like into the future.
Well, thanks for your time today, Tom. It sounds like PPG is doing a lot to address the challenges and the demands of the automotive industry.
Well, thank you, Jason. It was a pleasure being here today.